If you click this, some part of you does not feel seen. I want to start off by honoring you and that ache deep inside, that is real. Today, I'm going to be telling you something that most people won't tell you, because the truth is a lot of people reach for the answer that is actually going to deepen the loneliness. And I want to change that. There's 3 key points that I'm going to touch today, and that is what's happening in this place that's leading to not feeling seen, what's needed, and the third point, how to get it. Welcome to The Sacred We, the podcast where we teach and guide you into the art of sacred relating. What is that? It's using the medium of the relationship for your own awakening so that you can experience confidence, freedom, ease inside of yourself with also having connection. This is a journey of creating safety for the people that you are relating with, your intimate partnership, your children, the people in your work, in your community. So when we do that, we get to heal, we get to awaken, sacred relating. That's why it's called the sacred we, not the sacred me. All right, let's dive into this. This is a juicy topic because there's a lot of people right now who don't feel seen, and it sucks. You might be one of them. If you're listening to this, there's lots of places I don't feel seen. You know what? It hurts. I don't like it. It's painful because then I have to feel all the places in me that have maybe been rejected too many times in a place that's sensitive and vulnerable in my human experience. Not ideal. Don't love it. And so I just want to name something right out the gate. What's actually happening? Sometimes there's a few things happening here. Sometimes what's happening, and Courtney and I have seen this in so many couples, there are actually ingredients where your partner isn't seeing you. You're not getting enough feedback. You're not getting enough engagement. You're not getting enough reassurance. You're not getting enough of the relating to actually be seen in the experience. And that creates so much distress in the body, and it leads to behaviors we're not stoked on. This is where we're reactive or critical, shaming. And it's not like we want to be that version of ourselves, but if we aren't seen enough, we will react. It's part of the human experience. So there's some places where you aren't being seen. And I want to name the one that people don't talk about enough. Sometimes your partner is offering so many ingredients, is seeing you, but maybe there's some unresolved trauma in your body, maybe a numbness, maybe your brain goes into all these defense strategies to prevent yourself from receiving what is here now in present day, because back when you were younger, it wasn't safe to let those ingredients in. Prime example. I'm sure you can all relate to this. And the reason I say that is we live in a North American culture that is hyper-individualistic. And I have seen this in so many places. This has been my journey, my self-love journey, is to take responsibility for the places I can't actually let love in. I've done so much work now, and I love when people celebrate me and shower me with gold and honor me and appreciate me. I love it. It's so good. And at the end of this, or in the third step of this podcast, I'm going to tell you how to do that, how to get there so that you can receive the love that is being offered. But I want to go back to this point. So many places in culture, how many times have you either been in this experience or you watched it where somebody says, "Oh my God, you're so beautiful." And immediately it's like, "Oh my God, you too." And the reciprocation is so quick. It's like, whoa, okay. Like, did you let that in? Did you let that land? Like, there's a place where it's so quick to respond and give back what we're given, but there hasn't been a lot of space for people to let land the gift that they were offered. That's a cultural thing I've watched happen so many times. I've had it happen so many times where I love giving gifts. I love saying, "Oh my God," if there's a server at a restaurant and I can tell she really wants to be seen in how she expresses herself. So it's just a name. Women, feminine energy wants to be seen in the beauty. If they're wearing really beautiful glasses, guess what? They want to be seen in them. So I'll be like, oh my God, your glasses are beautiful. Some women are like, oh my God, and they blush and they're just so grateful. And you can watch it fills her tank. You can tell that woman has done some receivership work. Other women immediately get triggered and feel insecure, or maybe parts of them get hit of, what does this man want from me? And then it's hard to let in just genuine love and care and expression. So I want to name that because you get to find what's true in your experience here. And so I want to invite you to reflect on, are you really skilled at receiving love where people are trying to see you? They're trying to validate you. They're trying to acknowledge you. Can you let it in? If you can, but the one place it's not happening is partnership, okay, let's explore that, because maybe it's not about your receivership. Maybe it's you aren't getting the ingredients. And this is common. I've seen this with the clients that I've worked with. They're so stuck in their own experience that they aren't able to offer over a lot of appreciation. They're not able to share the beauty of their partner because they're feeling so hurt. And then I've seen it the other way where they're trying so damn hard. You know, I have some male clients, they're like showing up, they're planning dates, they're paying for everything. They are giving them foot rubs and it's not landing. It's like, it's not, that partner's not feeling seen, but it's not because they're not actually being given all the ingredients. It's like they can't let it in. And so there's this place of this and that, this or that. You get to find out what your version is, because this is the deepest truth. Every single human being needs to feel seen, heard, and understood for us to integrate our lived experience and to enjoy it here. That's where we get a deep sense of belonging. This is where we end up adopting the belief of I'm good enough, I matter. And because we're relational beings, we need outside mirrors and reflections that are validating our inner world and experience. And if we aren't getting that, it feeds the wounding inside of us. All of our fears and insecurities and our automatic negativity bias will get affirmed by the ingredients of someone not seeing us in this. I'm going to share a little story here to hit this even deeper. From the age of 5 till about 12, I had a best friend. We were inseparable. Almost every day after school, I would run and look out the back window to see if he was home, and we'd just spend so much life together. I felt so seen and appreciated and valued, and just it was so easy to be in a relationship with this guy. And once we hit the pubescent years, hormones got kicked in and stuff started to get, interesting. Life got more complex and interesting. We weren't just kids, and it was moving into adolescence. And we got into a fight, and something happened in our fight that invoked a lot of shame in me. It created this need that we needed to create space for safety because, we both got hurt. And in my experience as a kiddo, my parents didn't notice something shifted, and all of a sudden I wasn't hanging out with my best friend every day. They didn't see me in a vulnerability and help guide me into this part of being a human of how do I repair this? Obviously, this person is super important to me, but I wasn't doing it. And you know what's interesting is I wasn't seen in that. I wasn't brought or mentored into the relational skill to keep relating. I isolated. What's fascinating? I had no friends from the age of 12 years old till grade 10. Grade 10, how old are we there? That would be 15. 3 years of isolation. I lived in my own inner world. I picked up a skateboarding habit. I got so obsessed about it. I got really good. Like I would be able to drop a set of 20 stairs. I could grind rails and do kick flips and all these amazing tricks. And no one really saw me in it other than the people at the skate park because that was safe for me. The part of the relationship that didn't integrate, where my friend and I had a rupture, because I wasn't seen, because I wasn't supported through it, wasn't given the framework, I didn't know what to do. So I just devoted everything into something that was so safe and reliable. And that is, I will express my power in something that no one can mirror back to me. Experiences that led to me feeling weak and insecure. I didn't like that feeling. My coping was sports. My coping was then drugs. I started smoking cigarettes to soothe the pain of being disconnected. Now, something interesting happened. You might be wondering, well, what happened in grade 10? In grade 10, I became a lifeguard. This is the power of being seen. I want you to really listen to this part. I got a lifeguarding job because I hit the age of 16. 16, you had to be 16 to become a lifeguard. I came from a family of lifeguards. I wanted to aspire to become that. They make good money. I love swimming. Okay, great. I become a lifeguard. I get hired as a lifeguard. Something changes. All of a sudden, the people that I'm working with are sharing things that they like about me. All of a sudden, I'm getting comments on my body and my aesthetics and my strength and my good looks. And I was so confused because I had lived in isolation for 3 years and I went through high school convinced that I was a loser. I was convinced that something was wrong with me, that all these people are amazing and they all like each other and I'm just this outcast and I just got to coast through the bare minimum to pass this nightmare of an experience for me. And then the second I got into an environment where there was resonance, there was people that had similar passions as me, which is health, water, teaching. All of a sudden, I'm now relating with people that are mirroring back an experience where I felt seen. I'm connecting with women that were older than me and holding space for them because that is who I've always been. I have a tender heart. I care about people and I would hold space for these women and all of a sudden they want to date me. I was like, what? Talk about my brain being broken from all of the delusions I was living in because I was actually being seen for what I offer, which is safety, presence, playfulness, fun, laughter. These women felt safe in my presence and then they wanted to date me. Now my whole reality changed. Now I thought I was a Greek god. These women want to date me? What? All of a sudden I started to believe in myself because I got seen for some strength in who I was. Because there was so much of it, I actually started to believe in myself. Now what was tricky is I couldn't let it all in. I couldn't hang on to it because it was so much love and so much appreciation, so much celebration that I would attract really beautiful partners and then I would push them away after a few months of dating because I didn't have the capacity to hold that amount of love. These women really cared about me. They really wanted to be in life with me and I would sabotage it. I would end the relationship and then I'd feel shame about it and I couldn't understand why. My defense was I would then go want to be with another woman. And then it would get a little serious and then I'd freak out. And then the part of me underneath that hadn't healed of I don't matter, I'm not good enough, I'm a loser, would come online and I'd sabotage it before they could end it. How many people can relate with a story like that? I'm using this one because if we don't do the inner work of allowing all of that love in at a pace that is able to integrate, we won't be able to sustain the love that is being shared with us, even when it shows up. And if we haven't been doing that inner work, we won't know how to teach or guide another person to love us in the way that we need to be loved. We won't be able to say, hey, I'm not feeling seen in the relationship. This isn't okay with me. This needs to change. So if you clicked on this and you're not feeling seen, I want you to filter through all of this and find where you're at. Is it a place where you can honestly say, my partner is not relating with me enough? They're not getting to know me. They're not being specific enough in the places of the value you bring the relationship. They're not getting to know the things that bring you joy, and they're not able to guide you into really loving the experience of yourself. That might be true. If so, okay, we need to call that out. And I'm going to go into this in the second point of what's needed. And then maybe you're in the experience of, oh no, my partner's trying so damn hard. I'm not letting it in. I immediately go into defense or, yeah, you know what? And then you go back into all the history of all the reasons they haven't shown up, even though they're here right now trying to. You get to find out what's true. So there's something important here. And now we need to go into this place of what's needed. To really help this one land, I'm going to tell you another story. This happened last week, actually. There is a place in my experience as a man and a father and a husband where I really need to be seen for the healthy expression of my power and how it leads to the healthy development of my son. Because I have had a lot of wounding in the past with my father. And some part of me when I first became a father is I never want to become my dad. And then I've done a lot of work and I realized, oh my God, my dad was a beautiful man. And yes, I had some unresolved hurts with him. And that's just a part of being human, and I can hold both. Yeah, place is not okay. I do not want to repeat that. But then also he was so beautiful and there's lots of things he did give me and offer me. I've had to do my own inner healing around that. So I digress. There is a place for me as a man. I need to hear from the outside reflections of, wow, Mike, you are a beautiful father. These are all the reasons why. I haven't known how to ask for that. And then I learned how to ask for it. Teaching someone how to love me. This goes to the piece of what's needed. If we're not getting it, we got to teach somebody how to give it. We were in the room and I expressed this one piece with Courtney. And she expressed the place for herself too of where she's really needing to be seen. And we used a framework that we use it's called the To Be Seen and Heard framework, which I'll talk about later in this episode. But we used this framework and all of a sudden Courtney started to share the very specific things that I needed. And so she started to share all these things about how she could now see these qualities in Cedar of when he goes out in life, when he's relating with his friends, there's this confidence he has. There's this place where he really knows himself and his power. And if somebody comes in while he's trying to do something and he doesn't need help, he'll advocate for himself and he'll say, hey, as an example, she said, he'll come up to me or he'll speak to me and say, Mama, I got this. Mama, I got this. No, I want to do it. And he can really just stay in that power, stay pro-relationship, but also not be washed away in a place that doesn't feel good. He has this beautiful quality of capability. He doesn't let people treat him poorly. If there's a place where he wants boundary, he has a boundary. As an example, it makes me think of this place where he went to a playground and there was this older man standing too close to the slide for his comfort. And he said, hey, can you back up? And he's like, come on, little boy, let's go. And he put his hands and gestured it towards that he was going to catch him. And he said, no, I need you to back up. He's 4. No, back up. And so Courtney was sharing, some of these experiences that really landed for me. They were really exactly what I needed to hear of where he was becoming this really strong being and where he's learned certain things from what I embody. Courtney shared this, and then I said to her, she started to share something else, and I said, whoa, can you just slow down for a second? I really want to let this in. There's a bit of emotion that came online. It even does right now. And I just allowed myself to take some breaths and feel the goodness of receiving something my soul was longing to experience. I felt so seen in a way that I did need from the outside. I do it for myself inside all the time, but I needed it from the outside. And I was given that gift and I slowed down. I took breaths to let it in and let it land, and it felt so good. You know what's fascinating? The next piece organically happened. Because I slowed down and I let myself receive it, something organic happened, and it wasn't too quick. It wasn't from my logic of, oh, no, yeah, you too, and sweetie, and then me having to give her a gift back. Something organically happened that my internal cup got full and started to overflow. And I was good. I was satiated and feeling so seen that all of a sudden, organically, my thoughts, what my mind was showing me and how Courtney shows up as a mother, I just wanted to reciprocate from the overflow. And then I was like, oh my God, sweetie, thank you for that gift. And can I just share, like, how you show up as a mother is so incredible. How Cedar just knows how to tend all of his relationships and walks around the house saying, Mama, I love you so much. Papa, you're my best friend. Mama, you're my best friend. Like, that's so a quality he's gotten from Courtney. And I was just appreciating for her protecting his heart and really dancing with the fragility of his experience and his neurology. That is true. Little boys are more neurologically fragile than little girls. And she holds it really well. She knows that. And so it's creating this deep sense of safety and his deep advocacy for the people that are meaningful into his life. That's from her. I was able to share this, and she was able to slow down, breathe, and let it in. So what's needed here is both people in a relationship need to feel seen, and we need to have the ingredients of receivership to hit the organic overflow and giving it from the place of overflow, not giving it in a way that is pushing back the gift that's being given because of the discomfort and the edginess of not wanting to receive it because maybe deep down we don't believe it. That's what's needed. So now the next piece here is, how do we get it? Well, this is the ultimate question. This is a practical piece of homework that I'm going to give you. If you don't feel seen in your relationship, I want you to follow what I talked about today. Teach the person you're in life with to love you in a way that will lead to you being seen. If you don't know what that is, that's your work. If you don't even know what it is, you got to go figure that out, because no one can fix that one for you. You can maybe go to a therapist and they'll really see you and then mirror back to you. Oh, it really looks like this is what you're needing. If you need to go that way, do it. If you have friends, go ask your friends. Knowing me, what do you think that I need to receive to feel really seen, heard, and understood? Because Mike's saying that's what I need to fully integrate and reach higher levels of health. Okay. Go ask them if you don't know. But if you know, it's your job to ask for it with kindness. Not with criticism, not putting down all the places where the partner hasn't done it in the past, just softness, gentleness, caring, direction. Hey, can you give me some reassurance and let me know 5 things that you love about me or 5 things that you find beautiful about me? Ask for it. If your partner's already giving it, if you were the one earlier in the episode that it was like, oh God, yeah, I just can't receive it because I'm numb. I don't actually know how to receive it. Then this part's for you. And this is the work for everyone. If you're not getting it, ask for it. And if they still aren't giving it, well, that's a whole other thing. Different podcast. Once it's offered, this is your important piece of homework. Just like I described that I did in the bedroom with Courtney. I want you to just pause and slow down any impulse that wants to go, yeah, you too. I love you too. Or no, you're beautiful. If this is someone out in your life, if this is your partner, anyone who's giving you a gift, your homework is, if you want to really integrate this, slow down. You can communicate, whoa, can we just slow down? I really want to let that in. Hand on the heart, hand on your belly, just breathe. And see if you can soften your heart to let that gift in. And let it move your heart. You might have emotions. There might be tears. There might be joy. There might be a bit of anger. Just let it in and let it land. Give it at least 30 seconds. And then say, thank you. Thank you. And then if you have an organic overflowing cup, then you can give back. That's the homework. What I found is if someone practices that way of relating with themselves and with others, all of a sudden you will start to feel seen, heard, and understood, because you're actually embodying the ingredients. I hope that's valuable to you. For anyone that wants to go even deeper, there's a framework, the heard and seen framework that Courtney and I live by. For those who want to go so much deeper, on June 8th, we're going to be doing a 90-minute deep dive that is going to really drop this so much deeper. In that 90-minute deep dive, we're going 2 inches wide, 2 miles deep on this one. You'll be able to ask specific questions. If you want more details, go down in the show notes. There's a link there. It tells you the price, the time, the location, all the things. Now, if you've been listening to this, you got value, please do me a favor. Let me feel you. Let me see you. Let me see you in the comments. Let me know what landed. Which one are you? Are you the one that has to practice receivership? I want to know what got invoked, what got provoked. What is your takeaway? Do you feel seen in some part of what was shared today? I want to know in the comments. I will read them. I will respond. And if you got value, do me a favor, hit like, hit subscribe, hit the 5-star rating, hit the bell, whatever platform you're on. We'd be so grateful. It helps this message spread to more people so that more of us can be living the dance of the sacred we. See you on the next one.